Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another show of a street man and a Christian woman. Tonight's topic is about trust. Whew. Trust. Trust was a rough one for me. I struggled. I struggled in the beginning with trust. I um I just carried some luggage and some demons around with me on that factor to where I just didn't know how to do it. I just didn't know how to do it. It was just a struggle. It was a struggle for many and many years until things finally came to hold. But just to say again that it was a struggle because I didn't understand why it was such a struggle. And what I didn't understand why it was a struggle was because it was something that was embedded in me as I was taught growing up. I come up in an era where they was just basically taught you where you don't trust a woman. You just don't trust her. You can be with her, but you just didn't trust her. So, that being embedded to you as a little boy and you grow up and then you get into situations with women where you feel like, hey, man, I got to keep my eye on them, and you have this distrust in your heart, and you just don't understand why sometimes, but you just can't find it. You try so hard and you just can't do it, man. So we went through that for many years, and that was a rough period because I had needed to grow so bad, man. Now that we look back at it, man, I just was so immature. At that time that I didn't even realize that I was that immature because I didn't didn't know what I know now. And what I know now is that I just had to learn how to trust her as a woman, for the woman who she was. You know, the way she handled things, the way she was a team player, the way she did things that always had the team at heart and interest at heart. So that's when I started seeing and started learning to allow to see where trust come in. And then one day Grace came in, and Grace came in and showed me that it really wasn't for me to put as much trust in her as it was to trust the Lord. It just showed me to trust the Lord that she would do right, that she would be faithful, that I could trust her. So time come on, and now we have a new man that has grace in him. Because when you're in those streets, you don't really have a lot of grace for things. It's just not in your nature when you live in a lifestyle of that. So you may not understand it, but I guess we'll say through time and prayer of her and staying with me and dealing with the ways that I had and just staying with me to longevity. Longevity brought on that trust, and that's what time brought on. I started learning to trust and started learning to understand that I trusted that I had a woman that what I didn't see then that I have now to share is that I didn't know 23 years later that I had shared my life with someone that I trusted and built trust through time, through year after year, even when it was a struggle in the beginning for so many years. Because it was a struggle. It was my luggage. It was my baggage. I brought that to the table. And sometimes, man, we bring other issues to the table that a woman may see, but we may not see it at the time until you get help and you realize that you may struggle in that area. Mine was trust. Another issue may be in another area, but he has to realize for himself that he needs to get help so that he can fight those demons away to learn how to build trust or whatever it is with his woman, so that they can get that togetherness, that longevity, that time, those years. You know, we're 23 years in, and I promise you, I love her more now than I ever did then because I had to learn how to trust what God had blessed me with. And that's the purpose of the show is to give back. We went through 23 hard years and we're still together and we love each other more than we did now. And we want to share back because we want to hope to build relationships, marriages, and families. Because that's what we ended up in the end of our fight. So, don't give up. People give up before the good come in. They don't give up because the healing might not have been over. The person might not have healed. They might not have grew yet. You know, the one thing that she waited on me to grow in some areas. I waited on her to grow in some areas. But through time and us putting it in day by day, we built a team. We built a team. And I know that she ride or die with me. I know that because of the longevity and the time that we put in this thing together to keep it going. People just stop. They just give up. Oh, that's too much. I can't do it. I ain't waiting on him to get there. Help him get there. Be patient while it takes her time to grow where she may trust you and you ain't doing nothing. Be patient with the growth, man, and just keep hanging in there. Longevity and time will do better. So, trust, like I said again, was rough for me because we went through many years where I didn't trust, but she stayed with me. She stayed with me. She stayed with me. So, that's why trust was one for me. And I thank the Lord that He showed me to be able to learn to have grace, because grace is what helped me in the area of trust. And that's how I made it and through that trust issue, through grace and longevity and time. So you can do it too. And at that point, I'm going to see what Miss Kenyatta got to say about grace.
Okay. Thank you. I trust God. I trust God in my marriage and in my relationship with my husband. That God's word was the wisdom and the tools that I used to deal with his street behavior and his street ways. I could not allow my emotions as a woman, my anger, my complaining attitude to block him for the man that he is. And it was learning how to be patient with him. It was learning how to love him unconditionally without picking out his faults. It was loving him in the same way that God loved me, I loved him. And I was thankful that God put a man in my life. He gave me a man that I had to work with and love and put up with and show him through an example. Be the example of a stable woman for him. Because a lot of times they don't see a stable, good woman. They don't see that. And I'm grateful God word gave me the wisdom to love him, to be patient with him, and to guide him by being there for him. And at the end of that, it's about giving back what was given to me, because God loved me as a child, and I could love him the way God loved me. And love is the key. No matter what you're going through, love that person through the ups and downs, through the highs and lows. And don't give up when it's hard. See through that tunnel and you'll see some light in the end. And on that note, holding hands, peace, love, and togetherness. And our next week episode will be about...
The next week episode will be about unfaithfulness. Whew, that's another one that you're going to have to learn to hear. It's another growing time and learning process, but it will be about unfaithfulness. So until then, love, peace, and togetherness.